Good morrow, fellow world walkers. How fare thee? I'm author DC Knipe, the keeper of tomes, your guide to realms of wonder, tales untold, and the magic of storytelling. No, I have not memorized this new intro yet, and it's kind of long and kind of cringe. Just let me know what you guys think about it. Today is a writing rainbow day because I'm writing Dream again, and it's kind of a heavy topic today, so let's get into it. So, in remaking Dream, I've realized that my manuscript that I've been working on over like 5 years now was not formatted correctly. So I formatted it correctly to be printed. And when I formatted it correctly, I realized it was over 1,000 pages long. And I do not want my debut novel to be over 1,000 pages long. I understand that that happens sometimes with novels. I get that. But I don't want that for Dream. I really don't. I was hoping for like 400 pages, 500 at max, and it was at 1,000. So we're having to cut some shit out, and that includes some characters that I have grown to love and adore. However, in the original form of Dream, when I first started on it, these characters don't exist. I created them to expand the world, basically, and give Dante more friends. Dante's the main character. But in the true essence of Dream is between Dante, Mizu, and Theodore, which is the main cast. And these characters, as much as I love them, have begun to detract from that and the plot itself. They're taking away from time that should be spent developing the main characters and the protagonist, the main character, the one whose stories this is. And upon realizing that, it's sad because I do love these characters. These characters are Terra the alien, Decibel the vampire, and Caldin the mummy. Now, that might seem strange considering, the main character's love interest is a teddy bear brought to life and his best friend is a mermaid doll. But these were all toys that came to life as well. But, I think it's for the good of the book and the story in the long run to cut back some excess fat and focus on the main point and the main character whose story is Dream, and not be sidetracked by fantastical characters like an Alice in Wonderland syndrome, like have the main character being overshadowed by all these fantastical people that he meets. Like, obviously, that's another thing I'm changing. I'm making him more dynamic and more magical. So, spoiler alert. But, yeah. Not only do I have to cut out those character stories entirely, I have to cut out their villains. They all have their own respective villains, some of which I really adore. I have to cut out some really cute bonding moments between Dante and them because they are friends. I have to cut out a lot. And this was not in the original version of Dream, my original manuscript that I wrote when I was 17. So this was what I basically haphazardly stacked onto it when I was doing my stupid little vanity publishing venture. We'll get into that later on. And as much as I do love these characters, I adore their stories, I don't think they fit into Dream as I intended it to be. That does not mean I will never write about them again, and that does not mean that I won't release the cut content as their own little special YouTube videos or something, because I do want to do that. I do want to honor those characters because I put a lot of love and a lot of time into developing those characters and those little tidbits of stories. I don't think they belong in Dream, but I do think they deserve to exist. And I know this sounds kind of self-absorbed considering it's my creation, but at the same time, I've never really seen my characters as like text on a screen or like a drawing. They're real to me. I love all of these beings, whether they're an alien or mermaid or human or what have you, magic or not. I pour a lot of myself into them. A lot of them are based on my friends, and I love them. I genuinely love all of my characters, even the villains. I care a lot about Penumbra, who's the villain of Dream, and that's why I'm changing her ending. Um, it's just a lot. I've never had to do something this huge with a manuscript before, just completely erase at half or over half of it. It's including whole entire characters. Man, this is hard. It's probably one of the hardest things I've ever done, but I do believe that I will come out of this in the long run with my magnum opus. So far, anyway. I'm only 36. This book, Dream, a modern queer fairy tale, is either going to be the death of me or my magnum opus. I truly believe that. But I guess my advice, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. If you realize that some of your characters aren't adding to the story, they're not continuing the plot, they're just kind of a plot device, and they're taking away from what the essence really truly is supposed to be of this story, you gotta cut them. That does not mean, like I said, you can't use them in something else. You can't release the cut content, because obviously I think all authors care about their characters, but you just got to do it. If you are in this situation where you feel like you have to cut a character, cut it. If the story will not change if those characters are cut, cut them. Cut them, cut them, cut them. They're pretty, but they're a pretty distraction at the end of the day. And honestly, a lot of these characters deserve their own stories. So I don't need to be shoving them in haphazardly, shoehorning these 4 characters plus their own respective villains into a story that they don't really fit into. Terra is an alien with a spaceship. She does not fit in anywhere in this magical universe. I don't know what I was thinking with her. But yeah, she definitely deserves her own. She's a transgender alien. She deserves her own story, and I am determined to give her that. Calden does too. He goes through a lot. They all have their own character development. They all have basically what it is at the end of the day is what I'm realizing right now. They are all separate stories. They are all fully forged separate stories about these characters that I shoved into my first novel, and I was like, thought that it would work, but no, it doesn't work. It's a disservice to both the characters and the story of Dream, honestly, and I'm realizing that now. Like, I'm getting chills realizing it. So Terra needs her own story, Calden needs his own story, and Decibel needs his own story. So, oh, Solstice as well. Solstice the fairy. I have to take her out as well. I was really hoping I wouldn't have to because I love her a lot, but yeah, she's gonna have to go. But yeah, I'm just gonna end up repeating myself again. But if you're in the same boat as I am, cut them. It sucks, but cut them. Don't delete or erase the stuff you've written about them. Save that because you should use it later. If you really love these characters, if you really poured your heart and soul into them, they deserve their own spotlight. So, but it's difficult. I've never done anything like this in my life, but it's pretty difficult because I do view my characters as my babies. It's weird to think of Dream without them in it because they've been in it for so long, but these stories, they just clash. So, but that's it for me, and yeah, I'm gonna read my fucking outro because I don't have it memorized yet. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. If you liked this little adventure, please by all means hit me with that thumbs up. Have some thoughts? Leave a comment. I read them all. I have books, music, and more available for purchase, and I also have a Patreon if you'd like to support me that way. All links in description. Thank you for your support, fellow Worldwalkers. Until next time, when we meet again at the crossroads, fare thee well. Yes, it's cringe, but I'm sure that I can make it better if I memorize it, but I doubt that I'll be able to. But anyway, bye, I love you.